Organizations spend considerable resources training their staff to improve their skills, their knowledge and abilities. But research shows that less than 20% of what's learned in the classroom is actually transferred on the job. That's a challenge after you've invested that much money. Premier Training Services was born to solve that problem. We provide high-impact training that actually is transferable in the workplace. We work closely with our clients to ensure that the things people have learned in class is actually transferred on the job. As a result of the research we've done, we've developed a 3-step model that really is geared towards maximizing that transfer, making sure that what people learn, they actually apply, and ultimately that increases the performance of individuals and it speaks to the bottom line for the company. My name is Mucha, Mlingo, Managing Director, Premier Training Services. We provide high-impact training in sales, customer service, leadership, and emotional intelligence. At Owit, I am the president, so my role is to oversee what we are doing as Owit Nairobi. Owit Nairobi is a chapter, one of 2 in Africa, that is part of Owit International. The mandate of Owit International is really to help and empower women who are in international trade or aspiring to be in international trade to trade across borders. At Owit Nairobi, our vision is to work with women and take them and give them access to international markets. We do that in 3 key ways. Number 1, helping them to leverage technology. So the reality is going across borders doesn't necessarily mean you are physically there. So we work with organizations to make sure that they are harnessing technology to access international markets. The second thing we do is we unlock financial services. So that means helping organizations to have access to the finances they need to be able to go global. And when we talk about access to finance, that also means taking a step back and making sure that you've built the kind of organization that can get access. A lot of times you interact with women and they tell you they've been denied, whether it's the bank or any other financier. And so we run programs that help the organizations to make sure they're finance ready. And then the third thing we do is just give access to opportunities. So we link up with a lot of development partners, ITC for example. We have a program that we do with the Sherry Blair Foundation. We work with a number of embassies. So our goal is really to just give organizations those opportunities, access to information, to know how can they go across borders. We also run a series of trade missions, some our own trade missions, initiatives, others in partnership with other organizations. So the 3 key areas we work on are access to information opportunities, leveraging technology, and unlocking financial services. And that's what we do at Owit Nairobi. Our theme this year is going global, and the idea is we truly want to empower organizations so that they can trade across borders. We want to help the women who are part of our network to understand that they don't just have to look locally, but they can trade anywhere in the world. As the president of Owit Nairobi, there's some key things that I'd like to see happen over the next few years. Well, the 2 that I'm in office and then over and beyond that. I think one of the key things is really to position Owit Nairobi as the voice for women in international trade, so that where there are any programs, any conferences that speak to the issue of international trade, that Owit Nairobi is the resource that organizations within Nairobi, within the region, come to, understanding that we have a wealth of expertise in that space. So that means that we want to develop our secretariat so that we can do research, that we can publish research as well, so that anyone who's looking at going across borders knows that there is somewhere they can go to get information for themselves and for any other organizations they're with. So I think that's one of the key things. A second thing that we'd like to do is have really robust programs. I think the reality is that if you're a woman in business and you're looking to trade globally, you're one person, and so there's only so much you can do. And so going across borders requires you to have systems in place here at home. So a second thing we're trying to do is make sure we have really robust programs so that the woman in business can really scale up her business to be able to operate even in her absence. I should be able to go and launch a new branch in a different country, let's say Zambia, and in the 1 month I'm there on the ground doing the launch, my business in Nairobi is not suffering. So that's another key thing that we're looking to do. We're working closely with Frida Owinga. Frida Owinga is the Vice President Chapter Development for Owit International. She's the most recent former chair, and so she's looking at how she can grow the chapters across Africa. So we're looking to make sure that in the next 2 to 5 years there are very many more chapters of Owit in Africa. One of the advantages of having chapters is it allows us to encourage our members to network. You know, it's so much easier if, let's say, for example, I'm looking at Zambia as a market. If there is an Owit chapter there, I'm able to go directly to that chapter and engage with them. So one of the things that I'm doing is working closely with Frida as she maps out how she's going to have more chapters across Africa and even in Kenya itself, because right now we're Owit Nairobi. There's no reason why we can't have an Owit Mombasa, an Owit Nakuru, etc., etc. So I think that's definitely part of the vision that we have for Owit going forward. I think another thing that I would say in terms of the vision for Owit, you know, part of our goal is to have to take 10,000 women to market. So that means, you know, we are touching 10,000 women who maybe did not have access to international markets and now do. And there's a number of ways we do that. Apart from our programs, apart from having other chapters, all of that combined in our efforts to be part of this global conversation of how women, how SMEs can trade across borders. So we are doing our part as far as that is concerned, and our goal is 10,000 women. That's the number that we have, 10,000. So if you're a woman in business and you're interested in going global, in trading beyond borders, doing business beyond the shores of Kenya, then reach out to Owit Nairobi. We are the right forum for you. How do you get in touch? Visit our website, www.owitnairobi.org, and fill in the form sharing that you'd like some more information on how you can join and be a member. Going global, that's our mantra for this year. Why don't you join us?